See that new logo?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Welcome to our YouTube audience. Each week we watch something new and then decide if we want more. Ashley, I gave you homework this week. You have to come up with a killer teaser for what
Oh,
we
I already
watched.
forgot.
Good job. Good job.
I forgot my homework.
What did we watch?
We watched Teacup, and the tagline will be "Sipping tea or sipping blood."
Okay, I don't know if you understood the assignment that
I don't
you
think I
forgot
did
in the first place.
Yeah, I forgot it.
Imagine you were listening to a popular podcast or a better planned production, and they were like, this is the burning question we want to answer. It's not a tagline. It's like, what the hell is going on in this new Peacock mystery show? Like, what is the blue line? Something like that. We're going to answer.
I see. Why the need for the gas mask?
There you go. Boom. All
Got
right.
it.
Let's watch a little teaser.
Oh, I had chills.
All right.
That
Yeah.
movie gave me chills.
We are, in case you're listening to just the audio, it was a no dialogue trailer that kind of uses this pretty mediocre messaging
Generic.
effect.
Yeah,
Huh?
kind of generic looking.
Yeah, we are in control, and then the word "not" flashes.
Woo!
We're not in control.
Watch out.
The guy in the gas mask is in control. Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to just talk about your reaction to the show and then speculate on what the heck we think is going on here?
Sure. The first episode was kind of to me because I wanted more. I know they're going to tease the main character, Teacup or whatever, that's wearing the gas mask. But
You
you
think
only see
that's
him.
his name?
I hope so. I want it to
Oh,
be his name.
okay.
I guess
Well,
it's like she does do a teacup analogy in the first episode, but I don't remember where it is.
well, I'm gonna have to break in here.
Whoa. Okay. Relax.
You already got Chekhov's teacup.
Oh, well, that was pretty easy.
But that's interesting. You think that's going to be the name of this character that's in the gas
Just because
mask?
I think it's really funny. Because he's like he's so scary and like Teacup.
You don't think this is scary?
No, I'm saying he is scary and it'd be funny to have his name be Teacup because it's not a scary name. No,
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, the character design is cool. This
Mm-hmm.
character shows up at the very end of the first episode, pulls up to the farm where a lot of shit is already, going.
Animals are going
Going,
crazy, bashing their heads in.
Yeah, exactly. And draws like a perimeter. I mean, we don't see the whole perimeter, but presumably there's like a perimeter around the farm in
Yeah.
blue spray paint. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or at least on like exits, like the main road is what he was doing. So
Yeah, that they could have done a little better job, in my opinion, of showing like zoom up and show what is actually included. But maybe
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 will.
that's coming. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they will. I totally agree. Episode 1 ended with that that moment, him showing up and drawing the line,
Mm-hmm.
and then before that, there's the kid's missing for a large
Arlo.
portion of it. Yeah, Arlo. The daughter is, I don't know. We get all these like family dynamics that I sort of don't care about.
Yep.
The husband is cheated on the wife with another
Mm-hmm.
person that shows up at their house.
But the wife
So
doesn't
she
know.
Yeah, so
Who it
I
is.
mean,
Who cares?
yeah, but I do care about this. This is not a Stephen King story. This is a book adaptation from someone else, an 80s book called Stinger, I want to say.
Yep, that's what it says.
Okay. So this is a book adaptation that feels like a Stephen King ripoff, where you have this kind of like central mystery. Like there was that show, The Dome, where
I
a
didn't
dome
watch it.
comes down and traps
Cool.
people. In this, it's just an imaginary line. And then we didn't mention the woman like running through the woods from something.
And she's and spouting off all these random words,
Yeah.
and then giving whatever she has to the little boy, essentially, and he becomes the new possessed. I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah. So the boy comes back, but he snaps in and out of this kind of this state where he's saying a bunch of sort of gibberish, but that we need to leave, that something bad is coming, yada yada.
Yep, and then you see the flash of rainbow in his eye, which is pretty cool.
I did like that effect. That was one of the notes I wrote down, just that was an interesting effect. What well, I treated this like a 2-episode premiere because that's how they aired it. So I did watch. I was intrigued enough after episode 1 to keep going. And we don't have to answer, do we want more quite yet? But did you jump into episode 2 right after?
I tried to, but Peacock wouldn't let me.
Oh, here we go again. Twisted Metal.
Well, I don't pay for it. So I got to watch the first episode, and then the second one was about to pop up, and I was like, sure. And I was like, no, sorry, you can't watch it. So I tried.
Well, you know, I can always Venmo you if you really need to watch something for the show.
Okay, perfect.
For one. But I did like last time this came up where that was sort of a testament to, I mean, this is with subscribers all around the world who are trying to tune into the number 10 TV show on Peacock somehow.
Watch out.
Last Friday when I watched it, I wanted
I didn't know they had 10 shows.
No, I wanted to just kind of browse through the app and like see how prominent it would be. And it took me a lot of scrolling. So
oh no.
I've seen a tiny bit of buzz about it. And maybe that number has gone up since you know I watched it, but I wouldn't say it's taken the world by storm.
Yeah.
And you are making the decision that other people who have free Peacock or maybe watch the Olympics and cancel their subscription are trying to decide is it worth ponying up? Ponying up.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
The subscription fee, and you decided no?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But I did try to watch the second episode, but I was like, I'm not going to pay for whatever, $12. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, you liked that it was 26 minutes or whatever.
Loved it. Love the short episodes.
For a show like this, that's surprising.
I agree. I thought it'd be like a 45er, but when you told me 26, I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
They should have made it 45, though.
Then you could have watched the whole episode. Yeah,
exactly.
Nothing really makes sense anymore in terms of release schedules, and this is a mini series as far as I know, so there's going to be 2 episodes a week between now and Halloween, and if that's the case, you are kind of just arbitrarily putting cuts in the middle of an episode that could be a 40-hour-minute episode. But regardless, I was very curious after the first episode. It has this Harry Nilsson song playing.
I love
the
music.
end. Yeah.
I love the music in it.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then I will say, when you get to the end of episode 2, something crazy happens that makes me want to keep going.
Oh, like what?
Yeah. Well, we finally get to see some substantial gore. I wasn't sure what type of show this was.
Same.
Yeah. There is like the gore of the horse that's impaled by a I thought the horse was
part
on
of
this.
The fence.
Yeah, that was in the first episode. Yeah, I thought that scene was pretty effectively tense because she's like the wife on the farm, mother on the farm is a veterinarian, so someone brings their deranged and self-inflictedly injured horse to her. And she's like, oh, it's mine, everything. I'm just going to clean up this blood, these superficial, like, facial wounds. Yeah. And then she finds a piece of wood sticking out of its, like, side.
And if she pulls it out, it could bleed to death, but she doesn't know if it's hit the artery or not.
Right.
Which is effective. I mean, I was like, oh, and I like that. I like her, the mom, the character. I don't care about Scott Speedman at all. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty boring. We know he's already in the doghouse for good reason, so he's trying to win her over, but also immediately he kind of betrays her by telling a personal family story to the woman he cheated on her with.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's two things that are intriguing about the show. One, just kind of the mystery and what type of show it's gonna be in the first place. Like, is the mystery rooted in like chemical warfare or some kind of like, is it supernatural in any way? Like, I don't think we get any answers to that in the first two episodes.
The eye thing, that seems
So
pretty
what would that-
supernatural to me.
You think that's supernatural?
I don't think a transference of like a rainbow whatever possession is a chemical warfare, but it could be in the show.
Well, I guess I mean like chemically engineered mind-altering
Oh.
drugs.
No. Okay, now I'm questioning it. I don't know.
Sort of like the end of The Mist. Spoilers for The Mist.
Oh.
Where, you know, it's like
Yeah.
escape monsters from a government facility, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It could go either way, but what we do find out at the end of episode 2 is that if you cross the line,
You die.
you basically melt.
Oh.
And
Who crosses the line?
so there's the couple, the gun kind of enthusiast,
Yeah.
and then his wife. So they all have an encounter with the guy in the gas mask, and he kind of explains that
Oh, he like,
they
speaks
can't
English.
leave.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, no, he doesn't speak. He holds up a dry erase board or like a board with writing on it.
Okay, that's stupid,
And
but
it's
okay.
like, don't cross the line. And of course,
They cross the line.
they are about to, but he convinces them. And then she is like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to go home. And
Wow.
the husband tries to stop her. So he reaches like across the line and his hand starts melting. But she fully goes across the line and her
Wild.
insides just kind of like melt out and open up. And is
it effective? Does it look cool?
Yeah, it looks
In a
cool.
weird-
It's cool in the sense of not going for just kind of like realism or trying to gloss over the blood. They like accentuate the way it's almost
Ah.
like she's turning inside out.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
but not in
That's
and
interesting.
it doesn't look super CGI or anything like that. It looks realistic and gross.
Inside Out Boy. Do you remember that cartoon?
Nope.
It was just on Nickelodeon, and he basically went on a swing set and like went too high or like around, and then he turned from a normal boy inside out into a skeleton.
Oh, that's sort of like an urban legend.
Oh well.
I mean, well, I just like that you would tell kids like don't go
Oh
too
yeah,
high.
don't go too far. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Don't try to swing around. But yeah, he goes inside out.
Let's pull up the picture of the family here and just briefly talk about like we talked about the husband and the wife's drama, but you mentioned Arlo and I mentioned the daughter. Like, what did you think of just the family dynamic?
Really awkward. It seems that it seems like they're all disconnected pretty well. Like the mom
I
and
guess
the
that's
son.
normal.
The mom and the son. Actually, maybe the kids are really just tied to the mom, and the dad's like whatever, because it seems like the son has a good connection to the mom, and the daughter seems like she's a teenager, so she doesn't really care that much. But she also seems a little more connected to the mom. And then Scott Speedman's just off doing his own thing.
I mostly agree, except that the mother is like going out of her way in this episode to establish like things just between her and the son. Like they do the
Their
long
little secret.
drawn out teacup, Tempest in a teacup thing where she captures a bug and sets it free. And the implication to me when she's like, this should be our thing,
Yeah.
is that he sort of naturally like connects really easily with the dad, but she has to try a little
Oh,
harder.
interesting.
Yeah.
Do you see that more in the second episode?
I can't remember
Okay.
because he's at that point he's just kind of possessed or whatever.
Yeah. Which
but
I don't love. That's gonna freak me out.
I thought they were just sort of setting it up as like the mother of a teenage daughter struggles, normal struggle to connect there. Mother of a son, like he probably idolizes his dad, but we know his dad sucks.
Yeah.
And so she's like really torn between, is she going to salvage the marriage and thus their family, and like she seems like the rock
for sure.
of the family, although we get some insight into like the story that he tells.
Oh, the oven.
Yeah, like that she was kind of paralyzed, and at some points, even though she's like the town hero to some degree because she saves everyone's farm animals.
Yep.
It just seems like the competent one, the capable one. She emotionally has had a couple situations where she can be overwhelmed as well. And obviously that's what we're entering a situation that is unprecedented and overwhelming.
So he's going to have to step up, and then he's going to rebuild the family, and it's going to happen.
That would be lame. I mean, yeah, I don't need. His Scott Speedman's character didn't do anything for me.
No,
her character is, kind of a cool archetype.
Yeah,
and the mother. Oh, I forgot about their like. I guess is it his stoner mother?
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah,
I like her. She's the best. Hopefully she doesn't die, but
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. The family is I'll take it, or that's a neutral for me. It wasn't like actively taking me out of the show, but it wasn't making me any more invested. The mystery is the only thing I'm invested in, and the tone, in so much that once it went kind of hardcore horror, I'd say I'm invested enough in the tone as well. Before that, it was 2 episodes.
Yeah, no, I said, but does that make you want more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna watch more for sure. I'm gonna probably stick with it. I mean, through the end. But let me know if you want a Peacock credit.
I mean, I want to see the melting at the end of the second episode.
You can always cancel after 1 month. It's not.
But then I'll forget that's how they get you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the reason I didn't know if it was, I thought you might run into that, but whatever plan I guess I'm on has commercials, so I didn't know if it was paywalled behind. I didn't know if it was premium or not because I was still seeing commercials.
Yeah, I got commercials in the first episode teaser.
Yeah. Well, so you'll get commercials either way, which is
perfect.
Which is
Great.
fun. Speaking of, I had one quick aside.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like, I saw a commercial for Total Wireless during my airing, and there's Ryan Reynolds' company Mint Mobile.
Yep.
Like, they all run off of either Verizon or T-Mobile's networks. Like, why do those brands exist?
I mean, great question. And I know they're cheaper too, so I'm not sure. Like, do they just get shittier service?
They pay Verizon or T-Mobile to lease their towers or to lease their airspace. So like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I was asking Jamie the same question.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And because we have one here, it's not called Scraps, but it's basically like a kind of like a shittier version, but it's also provided by Verizon. It's like a Mint Mobile essentially. And my friend uses it, and she said it's great. And it's like super cheap, but I actually don't understand why. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Do some research. That's your homework.
My assumption was that it's just, in Ryan Reynolds' case, just pure shameless marketing.
Yeah.
But they do make these claims about price, so they can somehow pay Verizon to use their network and still charge less. That part of it doesn't make sense to me. It just means Verizon is gouging us.
And they're not. But then why would they just partner with them?
And then letting themselves get undercut because they get paid twice. I mean, they're getting paid by all their customers, and then they're getting paid by these subsidiaries. And like, I mean, that's the only way it makes sense, but it's really weird. I guess, I guess there's just enough consumers to go around to where you can keep slicing up the pie in different ways.
It says Mint Mobile is cheaper than Verizon because it's a mobile virtual network operator that buys service from T-Mobile wholesale rather than operating its own network. It's prepaid. There's no retail stores, so they don't have to pay for that. But yeah, the cost is usually $15 to $30 per month.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good pitch. You're probably reading straight off of their promotional materials.
I'm not. It's the AI bots telling me what's up, which is probably straight off of their But
it's a compelling pitch, but
yeah,
I don't really understand it. So that's the benefit of getting commercials. It's
confusion.
thought provoking. Before we answered, I mean, I already answered. I want more. You wanted more, but not for $8.
Yep.
That's basically half a month of Mint Mobile right there. Um, do you have any guesses on what's going on? Because we did tease like we're gonna get to the bottom of this big mystery. That was your teaser.
Yeah. That was my teaser. I there's something bigger at large, obviously. I think he's like on a mission and he's like one of like hundreds of thousands of people doing something like this. But I don't know what the mission is yet. I think it's similar to like
so Mr. Teacup in the mask.
Yeah, he's teacup number one. But I think that it's similar to like the movie The Invitation, which I love. Or at the end, like all the lights turn on and it's red and like everyone's involved in this like cult. And so just just one. So I think it's a whole slew of like these guys going around like marking off territories and like, but I don't know the extent. I haven't thought about the case yet, like why they're doing it.
That's a good theory, and like the person who's like running through the woods was on the border and is trying to like. It seemed like it was encroaching on them.
Yeah.
But then again, he put a line, a semi-permanent line down.
Mm-hmm.
That seems very
yeah
convenient like easy to just like track. Like I assume that it's not magic spray paint that is creating the boundary. He's just marking a boundary that he can't see. Maybe he can see it through the eyes. I don't know.
Well, and the fact that he told him not to cross, it seems like he doesn't want them to get hurt, which is interesting.
Right.
Too. Like they're keeping them alive for what?
You are not in control. That's all we know. But let's go quickly into coming soon after I play our logo again. All right. Just when you thought you were safe from Peacock.
Oh, great. Maybe I will subscribe.
We have this show. Why don't you describe what you're looking at here?
It's called Hysteria with an exclamation point, which is fun. We talked about punctuation.
Better than a period.
Yeah, better than a period. And then it says at the top, hell of a town. They have this like dark sky and then a giant cult, Hail Satan symbol over the town.
Pentagram.
Yeah, pentagram. Hail Satan symbol.
Yeah. This is in a way. I was gonna say Buffy because of like a Hellmouth. The tone of the little teaser I watched is definitely more like irreverent and darkly comic.
Okay.
But it would be funny if it was another show coming out at the same time on the same channel about like a town, like a bordered.
Well, I was gonna say, like, did they just mark it off with spray paint?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it in the poster.
Yeah.
And they show the top-down view, which we were craving.
Yeah, so maybe it's like a Riverside and Sabrina crossover.
Riverside being the,
not
the platform
Riverside,
that we're recording on. But anyway, yeah, that'll be next week. In the meantime, you can subscribe to the podcast on Spotify or Apple or any other podcast platform. Ashley?
That's a paint job. Ice cream paint job. Do you remember that rap song?
Not really.
Oh, your loss.